Alrighty guys, so Sasquatch here early in the morning. You can see it's quite cold. I'll show you outside there. Ice all over the truck there, just defrosting it. Pretty cold though. Foggy day today, a real foggy day. So it'll be an interesting drive. We'll see how it pans out today. That's the hotel there. Great little hotel, Watson Lake, nicer motel, that's what it's called. So you ever in Watson Lake, you want a nice place to stay? I really liked it, I really enjoyed it. It's a great place. Early in the morning, I'm getting the truck warmed up and ready to go. Alrighty guys, here we are, Watson Lake, fabled Watson Lake. So, we got some gas, we got some food, we got a good sleep. Everything's great now, I'm happy. Freezing this morning though, below zero. Ice on the truck and foggy. The weather's getting better now though, so it's nice. Only 4 hours of driving, but we got some good stops to do. So as we'll now commence with them. So we're gonna go to the Watson Lake Signpost Forest, the fabled Signpost Forest. This is the original too, guys. There's knockoff ones all over the world for different towns, but this is kind of the Signpost Forest. Here we go. Here it is. This was started by a guy from Alaska Highway there, one of the army regiments. He started this. So let's just go walk through and see what we can see. Alrighty guys, so here we are. Watson Lake Signpost Forest. So you just go through a walk. There's lots of different signposts everywhere. Pretty self-explanatory, but you gotta do it. It's one of those things when you come. So basically what had happened was a guy was feeling homesick. He put up a sign pointing to where his hometown was, and then that was it. And this is how it merged. Let's see, Merritt, Moab, Utah, Lexington, Kentucky, all over the world, guys. All over the world. You gotta wonder how a lot of people got these signs, eh? I'm sure sure there's a couple street signs, or not a couple, a lot, missing from all over, eh? Pretty funny though. Everywhere, guys. Florida, Ulysses, Milwaukee, Florida again. The world famous Signpost Forest has been attracting visitors since 1942. The tradition began during the construction of the Alaska Highway when U.S. soldier Carl K. Lindley was recovering from an injury at an aid station in what has become known as Watson Lake, Yukon. Commanding officer asked Lindley to repair and erect directional signposts, and while completing the job, he added a sign that indicated the direction and mileage of his hometown of Danville, Illinois. Other homesick soldiers followed suit, and the trend caught on, eventually growing from a single signpost to a full forest. The Alaska Highway was constructed during World War II to provide a land-based route to Alaska and ground support for the construction of runways and airstrips. The Alaska Highway changed the landscape of the Yukon by increasing transportation routes, improving communication systems, altering settlement patterns, and bringing new services and expanding economic opportunities throughout the territory. The Signpost Forest has expanded over the years to include license plates, road signs, handmade plaques, and other quirky items that travelers leave behind, giving shout-outs to hometowns all over the world. Leave your mark today. There's Carl Lindley there, the original Watson Lake signpost. As of 2023, there were close to 100,000 signs in the Signpost Forest. The Signpost Forest was designated a territorial historical site on August 30th, 2023. The pieces of heavy equipment found in the forest were used during the construction of the Alaska Highway. In 1992, while celebrating the 50th anniversary of building the Alaska Highway, Lindley and his wife returned to Watson Lake and erected a sign replicating Lindley's original sign. Here we are though, guys. Signpost Forest. All from the Alaska Highway, when they built the Alaska Highway. Everywhere here. Oh, there's some of the equipment they were talking about. This is some of the equipment that was used to build the Alaska Highway, guys. Everywhere. Signs everywhere from all over the world. It's a world-class attraction, right? Look at this beauty here. Whew. Mahone Bay. Shovel Digger. DuPage Airport, Buford, North Bangor, Gertrude, Ed Carey and Gertrude, his 1938 TD-35 Intercontinental tractor, came to the Yukon as a team in the 1940s during the building of the Alaska Highway. For 40 years, Gertrude could have been seen at construction sites all over the Yukon, building everything from airstrips and Whitehorse City to portions of the Alaska Highway. Gertie was donated to the Yukon government by the Carey family in memory of Ed Carey, a loyal and true Yukoner. International Harvester, Gertie. Gladstone. The Watson Lake Signpost Forest is the oldest and most extensive site of its type. It represents the long-standing tradition of leaving your mark. Now designated an event of national significance, the Alaska Highway changed the landscape of the Yukon by providing year-round access to the rest of Canada, increasing transportation routes, improving communication systems, and altering settlement patterns. It brought new services and expanding economic opportunities. While the tangible aspects of the forest will continue to evolve, it is the intangible values, such as the emotional connection people make with the site and the stories and memories. Look at all these bulldozers. Built the Alaska Highway. All this equipment would have built the Alaska Highway here. Bill and Jerry Markham, September 8th, 1991. Oh, and they came back. Don Conda and Bill Markham, August 15th, 1993. It's a big deal, guys, this trip. For a lot of people, this is the trip of a lifetime. It leaves an impression on you, this kind of stuff. This is what life's about. You can see how many people from all over the world. Everybody's got their own memories, their own stories of being up here. It's a magical, magical place. Pine River, Colwood, BC, Walsum, and it just goes on forever, right? All the way down. It's huge, guys. They keep adding posts so people can keep putting stuff down. Switzerland, Arkansas, Louisiana, West Virginia, Chilliwack Lake, High Prairie, Alberta, High Prairie, oh yeah, Pennsylvania. A lot of American stuff, but it makes sense. A lot of handmade signs too. Lake City, Minnesota, more Minnesota, eh? Colorado, Florida, Alaska, Stockton, Washington, Bernards, Webster City, Iowa, Quebec, Oregon, Germany, Gallows, Fort McLeod, Vermont, Lindale, Sebring, Sioux Lookout, Ontario. We're going to get on the road now. We're going to get on the Alaska Highway. We're going to continue down and start our Alaska Highway show because we're going to Whitehorse. Yay! There we go. One west, Whitehorse. Junction, we're coming up to it now. So on our way back, we're gonna take it's not really, well, it's a coastal route, I guess you can call it that. We're gonna take the 37 back. We're gonna go to the Cassiar Gold Rush, Stikine Gold Rush, Telegraph Creek, Cassiar, Stewart. We got a lots to do there, but this is the junction, guys. This is the Nugget City. Great place to stop for a burger. 24-hour fuel. It's important up here. Keep on top of your fuel always, guys, up here. You don't want to. It's not everybody, the gas stations aren't always open all the time, and it's just it's a gas station there. Doesn't mean they got gas. Dees Lake, Stewart, Kitwanga, guys. Here we go. This is the junction. Teslin and Whitehorse, 424. about to come into the mountains here, Rancheria. So we left Watson Lake, passed up into the yard. Now we are coming into Rancheria and then Swift River, but we're gonna dip back down into BC, but it's still gonna be Highway 1. The highway goes through BC, but it's a Yukon highway, Yukon Highway 1, Alaska Highway. So even though it goes into BC, cuts back up again, it's not actually a part of the BC highway system at all. We're coming up to Rancheria, and then after Rancheria, we got Swift River, and then Teslin. We're gonna stop at Teslin Lake, because Teslin Lake was an important terminus back in the day. But you can see, this is the Yukon, guys. There's, between Watson Lake and Teslin, there's not much, guys. There's Upper Liard, which is like a campground. There's Nugget City. So that's really it. Teslin, you get to Teslin, there's a lodge, a gas station, a restaurant. There's a little heritage museum there. 79 to 80% of everybody that lives in the Yukon lives in Whitehorse, guys. 35,000 people are in Whitehorse, and the Yukon only has 40,000. Or 42,000, I believe. And then Dawson City's got a couple thousand. Watson Lake's got 1,100. Carcross. A lot of these places are small, not many people, so you're outnumbered by the animals in the bush areas. I can go a good 10-15 minutes and not see a car either way right now. It's about 4 degrees, it's chilly out, it's cold, going up in the mountains too, so it might get colder. On the way to Whitehorse, and then we got a lot of stuff planned in Whitehorse. It's going to be nice. Just coming into Rancheria here. This is kind of between Watson Lake and Teslin Lake right here, Rancheria Motel. Everything's closed for the season, guys, but that's it. Between Watson Lake, you got basically Upper Liard, the Nugget City, and the junction there, and then you've got this, and then you've got Teslin, and then you've got Whitehorse. There's not really much between Watson Lake and Whitehorse. Like I said, most of the Yukon's population lives in Whitehorse, guys. For our territories in Canada, so in Canada we have 3 territories. Initially it was Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, right? And the 3 of them. So basically, out of all the 3, you've got Iqaluit in Nunavut, Yellowknife in Northwest Territories, and Whitehorse in Yukon. Whitehorse is the biggest of the 3. Sprayed by this truck here, this fuel truck. This is Swift River. It's closed right now though, not much going on here. Continental Divide, guys. This is what I was talking about. The ridgeline that separates 2 of the largest drainages in North America. The Alaska Highway crosses the divide at one of the lowest points. Only humps of sand and gravel separate the west-flowing Swift River from the east-flowing Rancheria River. Drop a leaf into the Rancheria to the east and it would float to the Liard near Watson Lake, continue to the Mackenzie in the Northwest Territories, and eventually reach the Beaufort Sea. A long journey of 4,200 kilometers. Drop a leaf into the Swift River to the west and the current would take it to Teslin Lake and Teslin River. Teslin flows northwest to the Yukon River that cuts across northern Alaska en route to the Bering Sea. On the Continental Divide now, as the signs said, Liard watershed and then Yukon River watershed, right? Those are the 2 main things. We got the Bering Sea and the Beaufort Sea, Arctic and Pacific watershed. Rancheria, guys. We're in the mountains here, Alaska Highway. Continuing on to Whitehorse, we're going to reach Teslin Lake in a bit, and there'll be more stuff on Teslin Lake. And then, yeah, we're going to dip back into BC for a bit now, guys. Yeah, we're back in BC. We come south now, 101. The Alaska Highway, number 1 to Whitehorse. We're now heading south. So we've passed Swift River now. And then we should be near Morley River, and then we come into Teslin Lake. As far as I know, BC has nothing to do with this highway. As much as it runs through British Columbia, it straddles the border of BC Yukon, but Yukon deals with all the highway maintenance because there's no camp here. Like there's no settlement. This is a road in British Columbia that is just a road. There's no towns, there's nothing here. So British Columbia has a lot of growth like that. They don't really have many towns in some areas. So we're in BC, guys. Welcome back to BC for the momentarily, and then we'll be heading back into the Yukon again. So as you can see, the sun's come out finally. It's 6 degrees. We got the sun. It's great, man. It's a great drive. I love it. Oh, the road's just open. There's nobody around. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just hear the V8 groaning away. Oh, nice. Nice sound. I love it. We should be coming into Teslin in the next 30 minutes or so. We're done going south. So because we headed south around a mountain range in the Yukon. And so now we're coming back up north again to Teslin, basically. And then we're in the Yukon again. And then we're heading towards Whitehorse. This is Morley River. All right, so here we go. George Johnson Museum in Teslin, guys. Here we are. We're in Teslin. Gas, lodging, cell phone service. Yeah, if you're thinking you're gonna get cell phone service here, guys, don't count on it. If you're not in the town center, you don't get service without a booster. So this is Teslin Bridge. You got to go over the bridge. Looking pretty good though. Nice looking bridge. Driving across Teslin Lake now. Spreader bar hooked up. Piles. We are in Teslin now. Teslin Yukon. Just at the hotel / service center. So we're gonna go in and look at, they got a little display here in the outfitter store. We're gonna go check it out. So various different animals here, right? So we got grayling, pike, inconnu, lake trout, dolly varden, and whitefish. Muskox, ooh, muskox. Arctic wolves tend to be smaller than their southwestern relatives. They have much finer, denser fur, white or tan coats, predominant in Arctic wolves, making them less obvious. Muskox on the north slope of the Yukon have increased in numbers dramatically in recent years. Back from the brink of extinction, brought on from overhunting during the whaling days, muskox are now abundant on most Arctic islands and adjoining mainland. Yesterday, Dall sheep are superbly adapted to life in a harsh mountainous climate. The all-white coat acts like a camouflage during the winter months when predation dangers are at their maximum. The feeding habits of sheep are also adapted to severe conditions of winter when their food intake is reduced to half of the summer requirements. Good old mountain goats, eh? I love their faces. Both male and female mountain goats sport curved black horns that grow throughout their life. Goats prefer more rugged terrain than sheep and do not seek windswept areas for winter feeding. They choose to plow slowly through the deep snow on high, timbered slopes, where they devour most vegetation they encounter. Many goat fall victim to avalanches in the springtime. Polar bears inhabit the north coast of Yukon and adjoining sea ice. Males cover great distances during the spring season. Search of females may travel up to 100 miles. Look how sharp those are. No kidding. To be done if you get swiped by those. Alaska Yukon moose, they're huge. It's actually a little bit ridiculous how big they are. The largest living member of the deer family exceed 1,800 pounds. You can see how hitting that with your car would be problematic for you, not the moose. The moose would be fine. Timber wolves, black bears, lynx, willow ptarmigans, owl, barren ground caribou. And then grizzly bears. Alrighty guys, so here, post office, Teslin Lake. Most mail was International Hudson Bay Company mail, wrapped in oilcloth or canvas and sent by boat or pack train. After the Teslin era was purchased by the Dominion of Canada, 1869, British Columbia entered Confederation in 1871. The government of Canada was pressed to create a mail system. When the onslaught of a gold rush in 1897 began, mail volumes became unmanageable, arriving by pack train and steamer from Telegraph Creek or Skagway. By 1898, outgoing sea mail required an adhesive stamp, occasionally arriving marked damaged or wrecked according to the carrier's mishap. Winter mail was sent in exchange by 2 to 4 dog sled, met halfway from Atlin under private local contract, and summer mail was shipped by Taylor and Drury steamer from Whitehorse. People left mail in wilderness post boxes and others took it to town. By 1930, 250 people were using the Teslin post office, and Eagle Rock had begun airmail overhead to Telegraph Creek from Whitehorse. After 1942, U.S. Army USPOs supplemented Dominion mail by truck. Teslin became a busy office. So that was really cool, guys, to see all about the mail and the delivery and how it used to work and the town there. But this is Teslin, downtown Teslin. Bridge construction, gas. There's a little lodge here, a restaurant. Lots of good stuff going on here. Alrighty guys, so we're at Teslin Lake here, the actual lake itself. Look at it, it's gorgeous. Travel on Teslin Lake. Before the Alaska Highway was constructed, boats of all sizes traveled Teslin Lake to bring supplies for the fur trading posts and deliver families to their hunting, fishing, and trapping areas. Klondike Stampeders and the Canadian military used the Teslin Trail from the Stikine River and then boarded or built boats at Teslin Lake to travel down the water route to Dawson. Teslin Lake freezes solid in the winter, allowing travel by various means, including dog teams, snowshoes, snowmobile, and skis. So that's the Alaska Highway. We are here. And then Atlin. We're going to be going to Atlin. We're going to do Atlin. But this is the trail from the Stikine up here, right? It would come up through here. Yukon is sheep territory. About 22,000 thin-horned sheep live in the mountainous terrain of the Yukon, more wild sheep than in any other part of Canada. Thin-horned sheep are only found in northwestern Canada and Alaska. I can see it now though, guys. Just these stern wheelers out here on the lake, just moving. You can hear them going. You see the steam coming off them. Incredible, guys. Incredible, incredible place, Yukon. Teslin Lake. That water would be very, very cold. It's choppy out today. But as you can see, guys, we're at Teslin Lake here. Beautiful lake. Just following the trails, the Gold Rush trails, Alaska Highway, everything, right? Cataloging it all, retracing the steps that the old timers left for us, right? Luckily, it's pretty good in the Yukon, actually. It's better in Ontario for signs and information. Ontario's sparse. Slim pickings out there for that. But we're going to continue on to Whitehorse now. And some more coming. It's constant. It's going to be non-stop, guys. So stay posted. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified. And South Sports Prospector out.